Man, this is some bad lighting for 8 in the morning. Can I see you guys? Look at this. See, now I can see you guys. But I'm so vain, I can't wear my glasses. There, that's better. Oh, good morning, everybody. Look at this. I'm doing vertical, horizontal. No, I'm doing horizontal because it's the horizon. That's how you got to remember. You know, when it's horizon, it's horizontal, and it's vertical, it's up and down. So that's how you got to remember these things. So good morning, everybody. How was everybody this morning? I'm sitting in my front room. We got rain coming in, man. It's bad. I don't know if you can see it, but we got like a little storm coming in and all that fun stuff. What are we playing? Belly of the Whale. You hear that? Getting some 80s in the background. So, here we are. I'll wait for a minute because I'm a little early. But, well, good morning, ODNO5. Remember the song Belly of the Whale? I remember that. Oh, Glenn, yeah, it started last night. It's coming down, Sonia. It's like I'm out here in the hills of Beaumont I'm like at 3,400 elevation. And yeah, I got some good rain coming in. I might have to put my glasses on because it's early. These aren't like the most high level glasses. They're just a little bit of a, magnification so I can see. I don't do the contacts or anything like that because I just can't put my frickin', I just can't touch my finger to my eyeball. It's just weird, it's that weird sort of feeling. But let's see, is that a good angle? You can see my one lonely plant. It's all by itself. Poor plant. Anyway, I'll take these off because it's too early. Well, guys, yeah, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna rant a little bit here. It's not like a true rant, but it's more of like, hey, what the heck's going on? And I thought I'd just kind of say what's up. So, good morning, Stephen. How's it going? So, I jump into it. I've had these rants before, and this isn't like a rant. I don't think this is more of like, what am I doing? What's the end game here? And why did I get into it? And I might say some things that might offend people, but I don't care. I'm not saying that to be, rude or anything. I'm just gonna say it as it is. I came into this wonderful world of YouTube. I've explained my story to you guys before, and I'm here to have fun, entertain, and hopefully win. That's basically my tagline. And I kind of look at this whole thing like I'm here hopefully to show you guys and educate you on slot wins and gambling and taking your money and running. And I don't think it's a very popular way of doing things because, let me just take a step back. I come on YouTube. I come to watch YouTube for various reasons. Entertainment, one. Number two is figuring out, why isn't my computer turning on? And, I find 1,000 videos of guys saying, here's how you turn your computer on. I got my van. I want to upgrade my electrical system. There's going to be a video on it. That's why I come to YouTube. And, it's purely for educational purposes and a lot of entertainment too. I might come watch like The Terminator, because you can watch The Terminator on YouTube from like 1984. Whatever, a lot of things that are going on. Okay, so then there's to Sonia's point. So I come onto YouTube and I look at it like, okay, what are you on my channel for? You're on my channel to basically watch somebody gamble and hopefully win money, right? And that's why you probably subscribe to other channels, because you want to see people taking a risk and hopefully getting a reward, right? Risk reward. But then that's it. Like, I want to show you guys, okay, I won, and now I'm driving my car to the ATM machine, making that deposit, and hopefully you guys will follow suit, right? And I don't think what's happening is that's not very popular. But and to that point is, should I keep doing that? I mean, it's like I can go where I am. I live in an area where I am basically, there's 3 casinos within 20 minutes of my house. I've got Yamava here, I've got Saboba here, and I've got Morongo right here. I'm literally right in the middle. And it's 20, no joke, 20, 25 minutes to each casino. I'm like right in the middle. But most people that go to the casino can't do what I do, which is go for 10 or 15 minutes, win a few $100, and then leave. You know, a lot of people are living in, let's say, Texas, and they got to fly into Las Vegas. They've got to, you know, plan a whole trip. They've got, you know, $500, $600, $700 in plane flights. They're paying $300, $400 for a room in Las Vegas, and then they're using their gambling money. And what? Hey, Addie, good morning. And what do people say when they have their gambling money? They say, "Okay, I've got $500. Let's hope that we can pay for the trip, right? Pay for the meals and pay for the hotel, and then go home and be up and be even, or maybe lose $100, right?" That's what they're doing. So I can basically do the totally opposite and go drive down the street for 20 minutes, cash out, put my money in the bank, and be done. And then along the way, I've actually, you know, I have videos of me, my last Las Vegas trip. You know, I show you guys that if you're in Las Vegas and you're not from the area, look up where your banks are, find where the ATMs are, and go take a drive in the middle of the day, if you have a rental car, of course, or take an Uber, find that ATM, put your money in the bank, put it aside. Now you've won. Now you can go back to the casino and you're not tempted to spend that money. So, you know, I've shown people that. Now, I know I'm going, you know, I go off sometimes. You guys know me. But I look at my channel with my subscribers, and I really like you guys quite a bit. And I think hopefully you kind of follow some of the things that I do. I mean, I can't, you know, twist your arm to do it, but I hope that when you guys see me taking my money and run, I literally take my money and run. And you can talk to anybody I hang out with. Like last time when I was in Vegas with the gang, I call them the gang, they're like, "Dude, where are you going?" I go, "I'm going to the ATM machine. We got to put this money away." Like, "What? No, come on, let's go back in." "No, dude, I made the money. Let's go. I'm going to go put the money in. I'll be right back," you know, right? Yeah, there you go. So see, Sonia might have taken the, you know, Sonia might have been listening to me. But anyway, so I take the money and I deposit it, right? And I show you guys that. So hopefully you're following suit with me and doing that. But you know, there's these other channels are out there, and I have to disclaimer by saying, I don't care what these other channels do with their own money, but they never show what they do. Like they have that statement on there, "Oh, gamble responsibly." Do you think any of these big channels are gambling responsibly? Think about that. They're not. I mean, when you see somebody win, okay, let me take a step back. I'm looking to get another van for my, you know, I'm going to buy another van. And I was looking on YouTube, hey, do I really need to wire my entire van, rewire my van with solar panels and everything, you know, or can I use a Blue Yeti charger, which is a portable battery. It's this battery, it looks like a battery, and you can run it all off there. So I was looking at the pros and cons. I'm scrolling through videos on Blue Yeti versus wiring the whole van. And a video comes up, Mr. Handpay, $1,800, bets $1,800 and wins a massive amount of money. So I'm like, oh my God. $1,800 to spend. So I watch it. He wins like over $300,000. Now, I guarantee you that his subscribers, 98%, I'll even go to say that 99% of his subscribers have never bet $1,800 a spin, ever. So to me, you know, what's in it for that viewer? That viewer that's watching Mr. Handpay bet $1,800, what's in it for them? Pure entertainment. That's what's in it for them. Pure entertainment. They're like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. Oh my God, he's betting $1,800. Oh my God, he won 300 grand, right? That's what's in it for him. So, you know, entertainment outweighs, in my opinion, you know, education, right? I think that I am educating you guys, you know, and the wow factor, that's true. I think that I'm educating people that you can take little amounts of money, $800. So when I started my channel, I took $444. And sometimes I'd go crazy and bet $2.50. Then I realized as time went on that by increasing the bet money that I put in and betting a little bit more, had a better return on my investment. That's just what I realized. And so I changed things. So now for as long as years, I've been taking $800 to the casino and betting, right? And then educating you guys on, you don't have to bet $50 a spin. You don't have to bet $25 a spin. You don't have to bet $100 a spin to be up and win quickly. What's up, Craig? And so, you know, am I doing it wrong? Isn't that the name of the game? Isn't the goal to like take the money that you won at the casino and leaving? That's the goal, right? Wait, hold on, what'd you say? Hold on, how do I scroll up? You're entertaining, but pushing a positive message, take the money and run. That's what, okay, good. I appreciate that, Laura. And that's what I'm here for. I mean, the goal is to go to that casino and take the money and leave, right? And that could be 4 minutes, that could be 40 minutes, that could be 4 hours. You know, you're not gonna get rich that way, but you're gonna pay your bills that way. You're really gonna pay your bills. Like, I'm gonna have a video coming out here in a day or two. I played that new Big Hot Flamin' Pots. It's called Super Big Hot Flamin' Pots, which for some reason I've been really into that game. Second spin, $7.60 spin, fantastic. And I left. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but that was it. I was there 5 minutes and 40 seconds. I literally left the casino. So, but like I said earlier, a lot of you guys plan your day around going to the casino, plan your week going on the casino, plan your month going to the casino, because you're not, you know, at liberty like I am to where I can just, you know, drive, you know, whoa, I'm gonna spill my water. You know, drive like 20 minutes and be there. Hold on a second. So, with that said, do I keep, I don't know if this is the right way to do things, because I don't think, you know, for me to record a 4-minute video, a 10-minute video, a 40-minute video of me just doing this, I don't think it's getting me anywhere. And I'm not, I know that sounds jerkish to say, but it's also not like, I don't think I'm doing a service, and I'm, to the majority of the people, because the majority of people come on here just to watch the wow factor, like you said earlier. Like, oh my God, these guys are nuts. What are they doing? So I'm torn. I got a channel that is in an industry that people come to watch the wow factor, and you know, majority of people, a wow factor isn't walking out of the casino with $350. You know, the wow factor is watching a $100,000 hand pay, right? That's what the wow factor is. So, Sonia, silly Sonia. So, you know, the success of a lot of these channels is also based on that wow factor, but it's also based on, like, I'll look at Vegas Matt. That dude's a great guy. I run into him every time in Vegas. I knew him back in the day when he used to come out to Yamava. He's a nice guy, but why is his channel so successful? Well, it's also not just him by himself. He's got 3 or 4 other guys. I think I watch his channel a few, I watch the channel, of course, but he's got 2 or 3 other guys that sit there and they have a great conversation, right? And they talk, and they're talking about the daily activities of the world. They're not talking about gambling. They're talking about whatever. I try to talk about that too, but I'm one guy, you know. The other thing I'm having a hard time with is just, entertaining you guys. And, I've got to entertain. I look at my channel like I'm entertaining and I'm educating, and I'm also, hopefully making you guys make better decisions on your money and your betting, right? That's how I look at it. But that's not very, for me, I'm a one-man show, and the most fun I have doing this is when I meet up with the gang in Vegas, because we all get together. We're all, it's either we're all playing video poker, we're all playing slot machines. A lot of it we don't even record. A lot of it we're just doing it behind the scenes and having fun. And that's the most fun and rewarding for me, because, that's my selfish answer to it. It's like, for me to have that camaraderie with a bunch of people is so much more fun than just me getting in front of you guys and saying, all right, that's what she said, or whatever I say, So where I'm torn right now is, do I keep on doing what I do now in the same sort of feel, or what do I do? Because it's, is it educational for you guys? I just don't know if this is really something that is going to gather popularity, right? And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't care, like, if I'm the next, Vegas Matt or whatever. I'm riding off of Kelly's coattails, Kelly's got the subscribers. Hey, Kelly, let's go hang out with Kelly. So you got the 40,000 subscribers. And, when I hang out with those guys, Kelly gets the rooms, the meals. I'm like, yeah, dude, all right, I'm coming in. So yeah, I'm living off Kelly and Jamie. No, they're great people. You guys know I'm messing around. But if I keep doing what I'm doing now, I just kind of stay where I'm at, and it's not a big deal. And people will, kind of come in and, do what they do. But do you guys think that if I just gamble and it's okay, there you go. What's my end game? And I've said this before. If my end game is, I have done so many of these videos and I've hit decent hand pays, like, every now and then I'll get something decent. What is my purpose? You're right. Mr. Anderson, what's your purpose, Mr. Anderson? Purpose, remember that from The Matrix? Anyway, my goal is I said to myself, if I get one of those big grands, like a Dragon Cash sort of grand, a 70,000 or more grand, I don't need to do it anymore. That's the goal. The goal is to come in and get that money and take it, and then take a lot of time off and invest and pay down bills and do that sort of stuff. And that's the game. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's why I'm here. I'm showing you guys, you guys got to take that money and you got to run and you got to invest and you got to pay down debt and you got to go buy your groceries and you got to pay off your bills. And that's what you got to do. And I'm picking on some of these big channels because they all put that gamble responsible, like I said, gamble responsible, gambling, whatever it is. It's freaking 8 a.m. But they're not gambling responsibly. They're not doing that. And, I'll give you a prime example. I watched, and I don't pick on NG. That's the channel where I've never seen such a crazy gambler. Crazy gambler. Like, he'll win $700,000. I watched him he got 2 balls to drop on some ridiculous spin. He got a $312,000 ball to drop twice on Dragon Cash. 700 grand. And he's still going. He's still gambling. I mean, that's life-changing money. You know how they say life-changing money? Life-changing money for you and me, the average Joe, is like 10 grand. That is life-changing money. Think about it. You can pay, and I mean, not in the long term, but in the short term, that's changing money. That's 2 to 3 months worth of rent. That's all your groceries. That's all your cars paid, your insurance, and, maybe you invest a little bit. 10 grand's a lot of money. $1,000 is a lot of money. But you see these guys like NG making 700 grand and they're not satisfied and they're still going. Dude, I get 700 grand at a casino. I sit down with you guys the next day on a live stream. Hey guys, guess what? I'll see you in a few months. I'm booking a vacation. I'm paying down my mortgage. I'm gonna pay off my car loan. I'm going to Disneyland. That's what I'm doing. Nice knowing you for a while. This is why you're here to watch me, because that's what the end game is on this, is to win that amount of money. But the little game is to win and take your money and run. So please, guys, please. So when I said, the burnout factor, it is a burnout. I go there and I'll arrive at the casino and be there 10 minutes and I'll win. And I'm like, crap, man, now I gotta do a video for you guys. So then I'll get that winning and I'll go, okay. And you guys have probably seen it. And this is a little behind the scenes is what I'm doing. What's up, Lori? I saw you too, Joe Green. Hi, Joe Green. So what happens is, behind the scenes here, I'll go to the casino and I won't immediately record. I won't record my first thing. And let's say I'm playing whatever and I'll win $900. Then I'll start my video, right? Because now I'll be up and I'll be feeling good about myself. Like, all right, guys, here's the next, let's go start playing Big Hot Flamin' Pots or whatever I've been playing lately. And then you'll see I lost that session. And then all of a sudden, okay, I put 800 more in. Well, what I really did was I won in the beginning, right? Before recording. So now I'm literally now starting again with that $800 that I took to the casino. So that's what I do sometimes. I would say I do that 50% of the time, right? And then when you see these shorts on mine, the camera flipped the other way doing the shorts, that's sometimes me starting with my money that I brought to the casino and I'm not recording yet. And then I get a nice bonus and I just record a short, right? So there you go, that's what I do. But then in reality though, at the end of the day, I am there to show you guys how to take that money and run. Really, I am. So like I said, I do that 50% of the time. I don't do it all the time, but I'm a human being. I do it 50% of the time. Do that make sense? Okay, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. But so, as far as the burnout factor, like the title says, it just, I feel like I really wish more people came to channels like mine. You don't even need to subscribe. I mean, subscribing is not the goal. I just like to hear the feedback of, hey, Mark, I followed your lead. I went to the casino and I put $500 in and I won $100 and I left. That doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it really is, guys. And I say it all the time. If you're going to the casino 3 days a week and you're winning $100 each time, that's $300 a week. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is. It really is. It's a lot of money. Even if you win $300 each time you go, that's $900 a week. There's no job, when the average median household in the United States is like 45,000 a year. I think it's gone up. I think it's either, is it 35 or 45? I can't remember. I mean, if you, that's a median income. You're doing well. Yeah, you're right, Sonia. That's rent, and it's everything else. And yeah, Joe, $100 is a lot of money. Now, I'm not trying to sound like all like, oh, yeah, so, I'm so much better than you guys, but I do well. I was the guy that when all my friends were partying, you've seen this story online, and it's funny because whenever I see these stories, I always laugh at them because it was me. I was the guy that when all my friends were partying, I was the guy going to school. I was the guy working late. I was the guy putting the money away because I had a plan. Now, that didn't happen immediately. I mean, I went through my phase of being stupid in my 20s, but it started in my mid 20s, right? It started about 23. So I snapped out of being an idiot at about 23 and then got my SHIT together at 23. And then all my friends who were still smoking pot and freaking watching, what were we doing in the 90s? We're doing something in the 90s, but all my friends that were smoking weed and drinking, I said, I'm done with that. I'm going to school, I'm gonna get educated, I'm gonna put everything aside, I'm gonna work 2 jobs, I'm gonna put money away, and I wanna better my life. I'm tired of living with 4 guys with a bong in the front room. Anyway, so, today I'm in a position where I can take that money, and if I lose it, it's not hurting me. I mean, I'm in a nice house. I drive a nice car. I've got nice things, but I still look at gambling as I'm not going to bet the farm on it because in the end, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it. So there I'm going off on my tangent, but I just want people to know that if you're going to gamble and you're going to win, small wins are better than no wins, and just take that money. So what I've been fighting with is, do I keep doing the same old? Do I keep showing you guys, here's 800 in, here's 400 out. Here's me driving to the ATM machine in Las Vegas, putting the money in. Now, I've mentioned it before, and I usually mention this all the time because Kelly and Jamie are friends of mine. They're good friends of mine, and I met them through YouTube. And I've become really close with both of them. And we always talk about what else can we do? What else can we do to really elevate not only our channels, but maybe get out of the whole scene? Because we're in all these YouTubers that aren't doing gambling, they're making a killing and they're not investing any money. We're investing money to hopefully try to make a killing on YouTube. And that's weird because you can do video reviews, you can do, I'm gonna review my pair of glasses here and tell you how great they are. And how much does that cost? 0. Here we are putting money into a slot machine, hoping to, get a return on our investment, which would be subscribers on YouTube. And that's hard to do. So we always talk about what else can we do. I've been kicking around doing a few things, but it's just time. It's so hard to find that time to do it. I got a girlfriend, I got kids, I got, jobs, all that other stuff. So what do I do? So am I burned out? Slightly. I'm slightly burned out. I do want to do something else, and I have some ideas, and I've been kicking it around, and it won't be gambling at all. But is it going to ever happen? I don't freaking know. I mean, it's like, I tried to start that other channel with Kelly, the He Said, She Said Vegas. We couldn't find the time. Couldn't find it. And it's, my schedule's already so tight that you never know. But anyway, yeah, guys, I just, hold on, let me read some comments. I was going off and I got all freaking dramatic here. Hold on a second. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Joe. Spell my name right for crying out loud, Joe. I'm just joking. So anyway, yeah, I might even just tone it back for a little bit. Um, what about relations to work? Since that's what'd you say? That's not disappeared. For crying out loud, these freaking things. What about related to your work since you see what works and what doesn't? What does that mean? I don't know. Lori, I don't know. Lori, can you rephrase that for the jury, please? No, yeah. So, oh, finding a job. Well, what do I do for a living? Is that what you're asking me? I mean, I'm a business owner and then I'm a contractor. Yeah, recruiting. Yeah, so I've been recruiting for over 20 years, and I work for various organizations that want to bring me on. Yeah, there's no channel for recruiting. I mean, yeah, it's. I'm giving you a hard time, Joe. Yeah, I mean, my I have a seasonal business which I talked to you guys about, and then when the season's not going on, on the off season I'm a recruiter. I work for companies that retain me as a recruiter. So, but there's nothing much to talk about in recruiting. It's just, you know, yeah. It's not a career that most people choose. You don't go to college and say, "Hey, I want to be a recruiter when I graduate." It's a job that I fell into. Quite honestly, Lori, I was actually, it was really weird. I wanted to be, I started off going to school to get this was when I turned 23, when I got out of all the crap. I was going to be a business lawyer. I wanted not a standard lawyer. I wanted to work at corporate law. So I wanted to work for an organization and be their internal lawyer. So I went to business school, business law, and I just burned out on that because I'm way too ADD, ADHD, and so I got into sales from being a business lawyer to wanting to go into sales, and I sold copy machines. I literally sold copy machines, and that in the 90s, there was so much money in copy machines. And I'm going to go off a little bit here, but have you ever seen a copier salesperson? They do well. I mean, back in the 90s when I was doing copier sales, I was a copier salesman from 1996 to 1999, and I sold Konica Minolta copiers, and all I had to do was literally pick up the phone. I'd say, "Hi, my name is Marcus. I'm a Konica Minolta representative. Are you guys in the market to buy or lease a copy machine?" That's all I would say. Yellow pages, next. And out of 100 calls, you'd get 3 people. 3 people would say, "Yeah, we're in the market to lease a copier machine." I'd go meet them. And copiers, I don't know why I'm going down this trail, but copy machines in corporate America can print, listen to me, I'm a freaking idiot, can print 30 pages per minute up to 75 pages per minute, and you get charged per print, and you also get charged per how fast the copy machine is. I know this is exciting, isn't it? This is what I should talk about from now on. Copy machines, yeah. And yeah, so what would happen is if your company bought a copy machine that printed 75 pages per minute, and you were doing 1,000 copies a month, I would get a check based on how long these organizations would lease the copy machine. Because 99% of the time, companies would lease the copy machine, not buy it. So at the end of the lease, like a 3-year lease, they might be paying, $20,000 for a copy machine. It's a lot. And that was the 90s. So Konica Minolta would see that, all right, Kaiser Permanente just leased 5 copiers from Marcus, and they're 3-year leases, and they're going to do this much copying. Well, based on that, Marcus is going to get a $25,000 check. It was disgustingly a ton of money, and I got out of it after 3 years because the internet started coming online. AOL was going away. All these .com companies were coming out. And I got into recruiting. And how I got into recruiting was, yeah, exactly. It was no DocuSign. That's exactly it. And then I actually got into recruiting because I sold a copier machine to a company called Accountants Incorporated, which was a recruiting firm that recruited entirely for accountants. Okay? I had no idea what they did. And just so happened that the owner of Accountants Incorporated was in the office that day. Normally they'd be out of Burlingame, and I was in Orange County. And she comes up to me, her name was Diane. I remember, she goes, "Hey Marcus, can I talk to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So I sit down and I start talking to her. She goes, "How much do you make selling copier machines?" This was her. I'm like, "You really want me to tell you?" Because I didn't care. Like, I've been like how I am my whole life. And I told her, I go, "Yeah, and I'm not trying to brag here, guys, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm freaking, but on average, I was making $25,000 a month selling copier machines. It was absolutely an insane amount of money. And all it was persona. Like, all I was doing was talking to people like I talked to you guys. And she goes, "Okay, what if I can guarantee you are going to make more than that here, and I will show you everything? Would you work for me?" And I said, "Well, I know you can't guarantee that, because I know I don't want to hear BS. And I know you can't guarantee that, but I'd be interested in talking to you because I was getting burned out on selling copier machines. It'd be fun to do something new." And she goes, "Yeah, you'll do well here. I'll show you everything." And I did. So I took a leap of faith, became a recruiter in 1999 for Accountants Incorporated. I think they're long gone. I think a company named Robert Half bought them out. I became rookie of the quarter. My boss in Orange County moved me from Orange County to Sacramento. He took another job at Manpower. You guys might have heard of Manpower. And I moved from Orange County to Sacramento. And that's where I got my big break, because Sacramento, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, was a great spot because all the people that were commuting to the Bay Area started buying houses in Sacramento. And so I got a brand new house in Elk Grove, which is a suburb of Sacramento, brand new built. I do have a, you're right, Joe. I got a brand new home built by, what's that builder's name? Is it Beezer? Weezer, that's a band. Beezer Homes? Something like that. $168,000 in Elk Grove. Sold it 2 years later for $378,000. Moved back to Orange County because I got recruited to go back to work for AmeriQuest Mortgage, which was the biggest subprime lender in the United States. Anyway, I'm going way way off, but I made some really good career choices out of pure luck and stupidity that got me to a level to where I am today. Okay. And so after all that, I then started my own business, and I started my own business with my dad in 99, and he ran the business. And then I took over full time in 2015 because my dad just got dementia, and then he died of melanoma. So he was, going down quick. So anyway, some of the things, like, I know I'm going way off here, but some of the things that I've done and some of the choices I've made are, yes, they're ADHD related, ADD related, but they've worked out on my behalf, and I worked hard at it. And it's not like I wasn't handed anything on a silver platter, but I took and made the right decisions. And so that's why on this channel, I want people to make the right decisions. I just, I want them to come in and say, "Hey, I made $200 at the casino. I'm leaving right now because Mark told me to." I want that. And it's weird because I'm not a financial advisor. In fact, my advice. I don't know any financial advisor out there that's going to say, "Oh yeah, go to the casino and use your money." No, I just like to go to the casino. I've been going to the casino since I was 21. And I just don't want to see you guys go down a path like some of these bigger channels to think you can do it, because you can't. You cannot do it. And I'm not, people say don't ever say you can't do something. You can't. You can. The odds of you being a Vegas Matt, an NG, a Lady Luck, a Mr. Handpay, all those top channels are slim to none. For one, we don't have the bankroll. Number two is we're not, the only way to get there, honestly, and you can take a second out on your home, you can max out your credit cards, you can do cash advances and then say, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be the next one. But that's the dumbest thing ever. So I would much rather be here to say, hey guys, you take your $100, your $300, your $500 at the casino, and once you've made a profit, frickin' get out of there right now. Because, a lot of us here, we gamble for entertainment purposes, right? That's what we do. Like instead of going, away on a weekend, 3-day getaway on a Friday night and coming back Sunday evening, we go to the casino. That's what we do. I just so happen to got lucky and have worked the system enough to where if I gamble enough, I'll get a free Vegas trip. I'll get a voucher to rent a car to go out to Vegas. I'll get free food in Vegas. And then when I mooch off of Kelly, I get a lot more. She knows. We know we joke around all the time. So, yeah, the burnout factor and should I do something else? I still might, but it's just, I'm burned out on it, and I do need to take a break. That's right, Craig and I know how to mooch off Kelly. Kelly, are you in here? We're mooching off you. You know it. And Kelly's sweet, guys. She's on her, her persona on the videos is pretty much the same persona in real life. We don't see eye to eye on everything because nobody does, but we see eye to eye on gambling and stuff. And not to let the cat out of the bag. Oh, actually, I'm not supposed to. Never mind. Sorry. I just pretended to say let that out of the bag. But yeah, there's some things in the works that could potentially make me not do this channel anymore. Your burnout on making videos or gambling or both? Thank you, Sonia. You saved me with that question. Now I don't have to talk about the other one. I think the burnout is just, gosh. I think it's a little bit of both because, before I had my channel, I was going to the casino once a week. I got my channel, I started going twice a week, then 3 times a week, then 4 times a week, then 5 times a week. But I have a very, and this is very strange to say, but I have a pretty good success rate. And because I can stop for the most part at a $300 win or a $400 win. But then I'll go down the freaking rabbit hole and I'll go and I'll spend $1,600 at the casino on a Vegas trip and be down. And that's a lot of money. But luckily, a lot of that money too is free play. And then it all kind of evens itself out. I don't know. But yeah, to answer your question, Sonia, it's a little bit of both. Making videos and going to the casino, it's just the same old, same old. And like I said earlier, it's so much more fun with Craig. Craig and I and Jamie and Big Cats, when we all hang out, dude, it's fantastic. Craig, don't say anything. Wait, what was that you said? Craig? Don't read into that, Craig. Anyway, yeah, so, I'll probably, what's today, Sunday? I'll probably go to the casino midweek this week, taking a few days off. But I am burned out. I'm burned out on video and the casino. And that's just how it goes. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Hold on, let me take a sip. See, look at my guy's here, and then he's right there. You know what this is? Look at that. Pure vodka already. No, I'm sorry, that's rosé champagne. Wake up, get lit, you know. Can do some lines later. But yeah, as far as it all goes, the burnout, Kirkland, that's right. Dude, Kirkland does have good stuff. I had a Costco membership. Now I can maybe go down this trail. I did have a Costco membership while I was married because I got divorced like 10 years ago. And we would go get some fantastic stuff at Costco. But I just recently got one because I live out in the mountains of Beaumont. As you can see on you haven't seen a car go by? This is my front yard. And then I'm on an acre in my backyard. And I live on like a ranch away from everybody. And it's nice because I'm far enough away from everybody, but I'm also a 10-minute drive to everything, you know. And I have no street lights at night. There's no cars. You go outside at nighttime, you hear the coyotes. I mean, I'm at 3,400 elevation. Anyway, but yeah, we just had a Costco open not too far from me. The closest one was Palm Springs, which I'm 40 minutes from Palm Springs, but they just opened one kind of over by Yamava, which is 20 minutes. So I got a Costco membership. It's very exciting. I love walking through Costco. It's a lot of fun. You know, you go in there to buy like one thing. You go in to buy like, okay, I'm gonna go buy 24 eggs and maybe some power bars, because I don't know if you guys can tell, but my face is thinning out. I've been losing some weight. God, looking good. God, look how good looking I am. Look at that. Full head of hair still. Well, it's kind of thinning out. But you know, you go into Costco and you end up walking out with a canoe. It's like, that's the scary thing about Costco. It's like, oh, there's canoes for sale? Yeah, I need a canoe. You buy a canoe when you're at Costco. So that's why I resisted having Costco for so long. But yeah, let's get, okay, ADD, push over there, ADD. Okay, let's go back. So yeah, so I'm gonna probably be offline for about another week or so. You know, I'm gonna be trying something else. I'll let you guys know when that goes. It's gonna be hard. I know I mentioned it earlier, but you know, the time to find something new to do. And I employ people that help me with my videos now. I mean, that sounds cheesy, but I've been having this girl, Carol, do my videos for like 2 years because I don't have time. And it's stupid that I say all that. And I just, you know, it's called business owner. It's called independent contractor. It's called having a family. It's called, you know, doing all these other things, working on a home. Yeah, that's what it's called. So I'll see you guys in a few days, but I am burned out. Bottom line, I'm burned out just in general, and it's nothing to do with any of you guys. And it'd be nice to find something new. And if I do get this new thing going, of course, I'll let all you guys know. But yeah, it probably will not be slot related, but it'll be something fun, you know. To end, I mean, I am going back to Vegas, and that's what I look forward to, guys, to hang out with everybody. Because like I said in the beginning, oh dude, Joe, don't even, my ADD is off the charts. And I was supposed to be on like medication for it, but I'm like, I don't want to be on medication because I like doing 20 things at a time. I really do. I don't want to focus. I don't need to focus. I don't need no Ritalin, you know? I don't need any of that stuff. So, but yeah, I am going back to Vegas in June. Everyone's going to be there. I'm really looking forward to that because like I said earlier, that's the fun I have. When I'm with a group of everybody, Craig, I hope you're going because it's always fun to see you. But we'll be there mid-June for about 5 days. Um, yeah, believe me, I take Ritalin. I'm gonna be super boring. It's not too fun. But yeah, so just bear with me for a few days, maybe a week, maybe even 2 weeks. I might take a little bit of time off. I got to get back into it. I got to contemplate if I still want to do it. Um, Good. Um, Something that's upcoming, so this will probably make me have to keep going for a little bit longer. I'm supposed to be interviewed by a channel that interviews other slot channels on here. I haven't nailed down the date yet, so they'll probably interview me about my ADD. But yeah, yeah, that's how it is. Okay, guys, I appreciate you listening to me rambling on. I hope you got anything. I hope you got something out of this. But the bottom line is, I'm here to hopefully not only entertain and win, but also to educate you guys and make sure that you really do take your money and run. Um, I'm always open to pointers on that. I've showed you guys how to do it. I've showed you guys how to scope out the ATMs in your area. Like if you're flying into Vegas and you don't have a local bank, go to their website, find a co-op bank that you can deposit money into. Um, but I really hope that you guys are taking those winnings and not giving them back. Okay. Um, and I'll keep doing what I do. I'm not gonna change as a person. Um, but there's a burnout factor to it. I mean, that's life, dude. I mean, that's just how it is. Um, oh, you don't want to see my work. My work's boring. I sit in the garage. I have 3 monitors up, and I recruit all day, and then I do some other things. But it's mostly recruiting. But my seasonal business is my big money maker. Not to brag, but that only lasts for about 3 months out of the year. And you know, some people know what it is. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I'll be here. Just give me some time to take a break and figure things out, and I'll let you guys know if I'm going to keep going in the future. I mean, I could end it maybe the end of June. I don't know. That was like kind of my month of making a decision. I was thinking about that, but I don't know. There's a lot of things in the background too. I always get tapped for all these weird things. When you have a YouTube channel, even though I only have I think I just hit 9,300 subscribers, which is kind of cool. Even though I have smaller amount of subscribers, I do have a lot of views and a lot of watch time. So I always get hit up by various other channels, and not even, gambling related, just people in general, like, hey, would you like to do X? And most of the stuff is BS, but sometimes I get some pretty decent inquiries that you look into and you're like, oh, well, that could be kind of cool. So with that all said, yeah, I mean, I'm giving myself till the end of June. And then, I'll decide what I want to do. And it's like that with life. You burn out. I just really think that I got to shut up, by the way. I just really think that I'm here to really want you guys to succeed. And that sounds so dumb, but I really am here for you guys to succeed at gambling and have a good time doing it. And I really, really, we are human beings, and we're going to be up money, and we're going to say, okay, just let's do $50 more. Let's do $50 more worth of spins, and then it's all gone. If you can resist that at least 80% of the time, you're ahead. But if you can only resist that 20% of the time, then you should not go to the casino. I can resist it. I'm 75%. I can resist if I'm up. You guys have seen it. I literally will say, oh, $400. I'll go, and then I'll sit there for a minute and I'll go, all right, let's just do 100 more. And then once you say that, all right, let's just do 200 more. And it's like, I blew it. And then you just feel really bad about yourself. So feel good about yourself, take your winnings. I'll keep doing it the way I'm doing it, and then contemplate when June rolls around what I'm gonna do. I don't know, who knows? Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for listening to my Costco story, my, how wonderful I am story, and just be safe out there. Don't blow all your money. Please, please take your money on run. Please, please, I beg you. All right, guys. Have a good day. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. It's raining. Can't do much. Got an empty house. And maybe I'll clean. I'll do some laundry. Or I'll day drink, right? Let's just all day drink. I'm just kidding. I don't day drink. All right, guys. Take care.